Aloha! Welcome back to Hiroshi's Aloha Kitchen. This channel is dedicated to the memory of my dad to showcase his amazing culinary skills. Today we'll be making fried Saimin. Like most local Hawaii foods, fried Saimin comes from humble beginnings during the plantation days. It was another way for families to make a cheap, easy, filling meal that used leftovers and other inexpensive ingredients. Although, if you've seen the price of spam and dried shrimp lately, it's not so inexpensive anymore. So, Dad never made this to sell at his store, but he made it for his lunches quite often. He would use somen noodles and make his own seasonings. Me, I suck at making somen noodles or cooking it properly, and I just use a seasoning package that comes with the saimin because you know what it's easier and it tastes just about the same to me at least. Fried saimin, not to be confused with dry min, right, is just what it is. So fried saimin is fried saimin noodles. Dry min is the noodles cooked in its soup base, the dashi, then removed and served with the soup base on the side. So every time I think of dry min, I think of Sam Sato's in Maui. So, oh no. But if any of you guys know of any good dry min shops or places that serve dry min in Oahu or on the Big Island or in the San Francisco Bay Area, please put the comments below. Okay, enough talk. Sorry already. Pow, we gonna make them. There are no specific ingredients for fried saimin. You can use whatever you have and whatever you want and any quantities that you want. But for Dad, his fried saimin had to have spam or char siu, an egg, and kamaboko. And he would throw in whatever other things that he had on hand. For us today, we're going to use all of those plus what I have in the refrigerator. So let's see what we have. All right. I got some moyashi. Got a carrot, little carrot. Some cabbage. Now the cabbage, you can use like the Chinese cabbage is good. You know, the Napa cabbage is good. But this is just a regular green leaf cabbage. Perfect, no problem. What else can I use? If you got shiitake mushrooms, that's good too. What else? Don't mind my refrigerator. It's a mess. Dry shrimp. Got some dry shrimp. And you know what? We're gonna need some green onion. The green onion is more for a garnish. And I hope I got green onion. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna have to go outside and go pick some green onions from the garden. I don't have any in here. Okay, I'm gonna get all these prepped up, and we'll be right back. The green onion, some of it we're gonna use for a garnish. So what we're gonna do is we'll take like maybe a couple stalks just for the garnish. This we're just gonna cut up just like normal. And when you're cutting the green onions, and when you're cutting anything, the way to do it is to keep your fingers in, thumbs in, fingers in, and let your knife slide right against here, and never let your knife come above that knuckle. So just bring your knife blade so you can cut it, and you can just do it by feel without even looking. So the green onions that we're going to use for the garnish, we're going to cut it a little bit different, and you don't really have to do it this way, but so we're going to just take a slice up, and let me get some of that off of there. So we're going to slice this diagonally, just like that. And what you're going to come out with is, we'll turn that around. What you're going to come out with is something that looks like that. I don't know if you can see that, but kind of like a V-shaped. So you see, if you cut it diagonally and just start flipping it around, and you'll open up that end. Cut the rest of the ingredients you'll be using in the fried noodles into 1/4 to 1/2 inch slices. Kamaboko, so we just take like 4, maybe 5, just 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch slices of kamaboko, and just cut it again about 1/4 inch, something where it comes out about like that size. And dried shrimp. So the dried shrimp, and these are the really small dry shrimp. You can get the bigger ones, but for the dry shrimp, just take the back of your knife or something heavy, and just kind of smash it down a little bit, just break it. And what that does is it helps release some of the flavoring of the dry shrimp. And this is small enough, so we're not going to cut it. But if you had the bigger size dry shrimp, kind of like, well, this one's kind of big, this piece right here. So we just cut that in half. If you had the bigger size dry shrimp like this, like about this size right here, then you'd want to cut this one in half. These are kind of big. This dry shrimp is so expensive. This 4-ounce bag of this size, right? I don't know if you can see it, but this size right here, this thing's almost $20. Okay, so the dry shrimp is good. Now that I got everything cut up, I'm gonna go ahead and cook my egg, get my water boiling for cooking the Saimin. Well, actually the ramen noodle pack. So I'm gonna be using the Sapporo Ichiban noodles, the instant dry noodles. You can use like yakisoba noodles, the fresh Saimin noodles, or even the frozen ones. For me, I prefer the S&S Saimin brand. Unfortunately, here in the Northern California area, I can't find the frozen S&S Saimin brand. But what I can find is the soup base for the S&S Saimin. And that's what I'm going to be using instead of the package that comes with the Sapporo Ichiban. This thing's pretty salty. This isn't as salty, and we're going to use right about a quarter of the, actually with this we'll use a half a bag. If you're using the seasoning that comes out of the Sapporo Ichiban, I would use maybe just about a quarter of the bag. Put a little oil, let a pan heat up for a second. Go ahead and flip this egg over. That's good. All right, that should be just about perfect on our egg. So this egg, we're just gonna go ahead and cut this egg pretty much the same way, just in julienne strips here. We just slice this up and we'll set this into a prep dish. The Saimin noodles, you want to cook this to where it's a little less than al dente. So the bag will say like 3 minutes cook time. You might want to no more than say maybe 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes at the very most. Just get it to where the noodles are separating, and that'll be good enough. Right after that happens, immediately get these, rinse these off in cold water. If you want, you can put it in an ice bath. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but definitely you want to get the noodles rinsed off really well. Cold water, stop it from cooking. All right, this looks good. While the noodles are cooling off and draining, we're going to go ahead and get started with cooking up our ingredients. So we're going to go with the Spam, and this Spam is 25% less sodium. You don't need to add any more oil in the pan, in your wok or your pan. The oil that we use to cook the egg in, that's good enough because you're going to get oil off of the Spam. If you're using bacon, that's even better too because there's even more oil coming off of that bacon. If you're using the one that is not less sodium, then cut down on your seasoning package that you're going to use because it is going to get salty. Unless you like that, then that's fine. But I usually cut it down or not even use it at all. And what you can use, if you're not going to use the seasoning package, what you can use, here's a little trick. Let me go get it. You can use furikake. But don't put it in while you're cooking it. After you're done and you plate it all up, then sprinkle the furikake on top. It works pretty good, trust me. If you like your kamaboko a little fried with a crispy outer crust to it, you can add it in now and let this cook for a few minutes. Next, we'll add in our shrimp. We want the shrimp in there and cook that. Give it a nice shrimp flavor. If you can get the Sapporo Ichiban shrimp flavor package, that works too. But again, don't use a lot because that one is really salty. We'll add in our carrots. And a leftover sweet onion I found in the refrigerator. It was about 1/4 of a sweet onion. So when your onions start to turn a little translucent, or just really beginning right about there, in goes our cabbage and our egg. Once the cabbage cooks in just a little bit like this, we can add in our moyashi, the bean sprouts, right here. and the green onions that we just sliced up, not the one for garnish. We'll let this cook up for maybe about a minute or so. And we're just using like a medium-low heat, not anything too hot. Okay, I think we're good. We'll put our noodles in next. Okay, to season this up, I'm gonna use about 1 teaspoon of oyster sauce. Actually, maybe a little more than 1 teaspoon. Go with about 1.5 teaspoons of oyster sauce. And the oyster sauce, we just use this Lee Kum Kee brand. What any oyster sauce will do. Go with about 1 tablespoon of mayi. That's the soy sauce. Shoyu. So the mayi is like a Chinese seasoning sauce. You can also use like a light soy sauce, kind of like this right here, the Chinese light soy, like one of these things. That'll work also. But Faye loves mayi, so we got to use the mayi. Kikkoman Aloha brand works good too. Then we're gonna take in about a half of this SNS Saimin dashi, the soup base. So we'll just sprinkle in about a half of that. So you'll know when you got it all mixed in and even when all the noodles are about the same color. And a good way to do it is using chopsticks. Combine the chopsticks with just a pair of tongs. And just kind of lift it up and just toss it with the tongs. So that oyster sauce just adds a little bit of sweetness to this. And that mayi really adds a lot of the umami flavoring also. Hey, Faye, you want to try some before we put it in? She's shaking her head no back there. Okay, we're just going to put it in a bowl, and then if necessary, we'll adjust it in the bowl, and we'll add in our garnish right on the top. All right, there you go. There's the finished product. Oh, this thing smells so awesome. Faye already tried it. She said it was great. It tastes wonderful. Just delicious. 1 bag of that Sapporo Ichiban, it'll serve 2 people. It doesn't take long to make. Total time takes maybe half an hour, if even that, I think. Doesn't take very long. I hope you liked the video as much as I enjoyed making it. At the end of July, I'm taking Hiroshi's Aloha Kitchen to Thailand, where I'm going to learn how to make som tum, which is the green papaya salad, and the Thai version of what we know as bibingka. So I look forward to that. I'm going to try to get out another video before I leave. But if I don't, I'll see you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Aloha. So how's that, Faye?
So good. I'm so hungry.
You're just killing me. Am I going to have enough?
No.